Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our prestigious event, our SADA 2021 Graduands event. A special welcome to our esteemed guests, our graduands. My name is Dr. Metsing. I'm the Head of Professional Development at the South African Dental Association. Before we start our program, I would like us to start off with the singing of the national anthem by the Ndlovu Youth Choir.
This version of the anthem means a lot to me, as it's really special. We try to combine the two songs and make it one. And we try to put some youthful feel in the song. It's something different, something special that nobody has ever heard, and they'd love to hear it. And I cannot wait for the world to hear it.
Thank you very much. What a befitting start to this event by the Ndlovu Youth Choir singing our national anthem. Today, as I stand here, I am in awe of all of you that are going to be graduating. Now, we all know for every milestone, there's always sweat, those sleepless nights, all of those things that goes behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you today. In my welcoming you, I know that as of next year, you are stepping into the working world and you are used to working with your supervisors and everyone else, and you're wondering what's going to happen in the future. Now, let me tell you that the association is here for you, and you're going to be hearing from so many of your colleagues. You're going to be hearing from branch presidents. You're going to be hearing from the YDC president. They're going to tell you all about it. My job today is to say, welcome to this event, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the next year. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Casey. That was the CEO of the South African Dental Association. At this point, I'm going to introduce you to a leader that is going to lead you in the structure that is known as the YDC. It's a structure within SADA that represents young people like yourselves. I'm going to introduce the president of that council, who is Dr. Vishal Bhika. Over to you, Dr. Bhika.
Just hold on.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen,
and an extra special welcome and a big congratulations to all our final year students who will be graduating soon. I really wish that this event was a live event where I could interact and engage with you, but such are the times. So on behalf of the YDC, which is the Young Dentist Council under the wing of SADA, I'd like to again congratulate you. And yes, I know it was a tough year. We had many challenges and the pandemic around, but you guys made it. You made it. You made this leg of the race. So all heads up to you and all the best for going forth. So just in the nutshell, the YDC is basically the youth wing under the South African Dental Association. So going forward, as a young dentist out there, we are there for you. It's saying as we are the big brother there for you. So if you need any help with anything, if you're concerned about anything, reach out to us. That's why we're there. I don't want to bore you with so much of information. We'll meet at a later stage. But I know all of you are so excited to wear this graduation hat of yours. And so I'm going to just wear this hat here. So on the next leg of your journey, you all will be wearing new hats. And some of you will inherit some hats that you wear, and some of you will be forced to wear some new hats. But many times, we have to prioritize the hat that we wear. Sometimes we will have to wear many more hats at one time. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow dental students, soon to be doctors, every morning when you wake up, you have a choice which hat to wear. I'll always advise that always, when wearing this hat, make sure that it is one of humbleness, make sure it is one of humility, make sure that your hat includes your family as well. And also make sure that this hat includes your mental health and your personal well-being. Yes, the profession will come with all its challenges, and that's a hat that we have to wear as well. But all that I've mentioned, those hats need to stay on forever. We shouldn't remove those hats. So having said that, again, on behalf of the YDC, I wish you well. I wish you all the best wishes in your new endeavor going into your community service year and thereafter. And feel free to be in touch with me. Just a heads up, we'll be creating a YDC ComServe 2022 WhatsApp group. So that's the group for you for ease of communication, communicate with your colleagues and communicate with us, with the YDC. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, hats off to all of you. And I would just like to say, reach out to us on our social media platforms. That is the South African Dental Association Facebook page, the YDC Facebook page, as well as meet us on Instagram. Having said that, in conclusion, I would just like to say all the best, God bless you, and all the best wishes. I would just like to now introduce the next speaker, who's the president of the South African Dental Association, and that's Dr. Ronan Naidoo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the evening.
Good morning to all those who are attending this event today. Teachers and administrators from the universities, traders, members of the Dental Association of South Africa, and the allied dental and healthcare professionals here this morning. It gives me great pleasure to be given the opportunity to address you as your SADA president this morning. Firstly, I want to congratulate all graduates on your success. You have completed a long, tough journey to get to this point. No doubt you would have gone through many challenges along the way, and kudos to you all for having the resilience to reach the summit in your lives. As you leave behind this phase of your lives and the safety of the university, you enter the next phase of your journey, your dental career. Indeed, you will walk a path that is filled with uncertainty, sometimes doubt, and for certain, some very stressful situations. But don't fear, you are not alone. I stand here at your event to tell you that SADA is always at your side. When you need information and guidance, when you feel uncertain about anything in your professional life or personal life, SADA has the resources to lend you a helping hand, to guide you and to help you navigate the winding road ahead, thus allowing you to avoid the potholes along the way. Perhaps a few points for you to consider. Many colleagues have walked this path before you. Many have had challenges. Hopefully, we can learn from their difficulties and guide you safely without you having too many stressful events over the years. Learning is a lifelong exercise. I encourage you to engage with other colleagues, attend continuing education courses, and broaden your horizons beyond dentistry. There is a world of opportunity just waiting for you to get involved. Life as a practicing dentist has its joys. Most times, the work that we do has a positive impact on people's lives, and the greatest reward we can ask for is seeing satisfied patients and improving their quality of life. Unfortunately, there will also be times when something doesn't go according to plan, and we may have negative outcomes in our practicing careers. Please know that every single practitioner before you and amongst your group will have some outcomes that don't go according to plan. There will be times when this will be exceedingly stressful and you may feel overwhelmed. We work in an environment where the biology may not always work the way we anticipate. Sometimes you may feel guilty when things don't go according to plan. Dentistry is a challenging profession, which will place a great deal of responsibility on your shoulders. SADA is here to help you through those difficult times. You will not be alone. It is for this reason that SADA recommends that you always have indemnity cover, to be your safety net when times don't go according to the way you plan. And when things turn sour, SADA will stand by you. SADA has so much to offer, but it remains your dental association. You need to be involved and guide the association to deliver the things that you want to see. In conclusion, time goes by quickly. Before you know it, some years will pass. Prepare yourself by giving yourself the opportunity to acquire the skills and the knowledge to allow you and your families to enjoy a successful and fruitful career in dentistry. SADA will always be by your side. Please feel free to contact SADA whenever you need help and guidance. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the year and your future ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bhika and Dr. Naidoo. These are the two presidents at the association, and these are familiar faces that you will see in the future as you progress in your profession. At this point, I'm going to introduce Ms. Marcel Erasmus from Sensodyne. These are the people that have assisted us, and without them, we wouldn't be able to make evenings like this a success and the way that we are presenting them to you. Marcel is the head of expert at GSK Consumer Healthcare, South and Southern Africa. Over to you, Marcel.
Good evening, graduates, university faculty and parents. Tonight is a special celebration, and GSK Consumer Healthcare would like to extend a very warm congratulations to the class of 2021 on your accomplishments. We want to remind you to own the hard work and dedication that have led you to this day. The last 2 years have been exceptionally challenging, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to take stock and embrace the fact that you have shown even more perseverance through this time than you may have ever been asked to do. The master of skills like tenacity and pushing through difficult times, even when you wanted to be doing pretty much anything else, got you through the past unexpected 2 years, got you through your classes and exams. But these are also some of the most portable life skills that you can ever hope to have. The fact that you are here today and celebrating this goal is a testament to the fact. But today we also look to the future. You are prepared for the great things to come. Keep learning, keep your eyes and ears and minds open. If you allow new things to unfold and follow the goals that makes you the most curious and that stir you as an individual, then you'll always be learning, able to support your patients' every need and be the most effective. You will one day look back and be amazed at where you've journeyed to. Finally, GSK Consumer Healthcare values the contribution that our dental healthcare professionals provide to our patients' everyday well-being to support and contribute to 1 billion healthy mouths globally. And we want to ensure our dental healthcare professionals have access to oral healthcare information when, where, and how they want, and have therefore launched our global health portal in South Africa for easy accessibility to obtain the science and product content as required. And you can also now register to gain access. Class of 2021, we look forward to meeting you in the practice and working together and supporting healthy mouths. From the GSK team, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Marcel. And indeed, we are congratulating the class of 2021. I really hope that the students have received the gifts that SADA and GSK have prepared for them, and you enjoy them. At this point, I'm going to introduce a very exciting speaker, our keynote speaker for the evening. I hope that you guys will take home every little bit of what he has to say. He's one of our practitioners who have made a success of himself out there. Dr. Alexander Rawhani, aka Dr. Smile. He's a dentist by profession, a lecturer by day, and a rap artist. So over to you, Dr. Smile.
Okay, the first thing I want you guys to do before anything, I want everybody to put your hands up just like this, clasp them together tightly. I want you to look to your right, look to your left, give a big smile and do this. Congratulations, guys. Welcome to you all, the dentists, the dental therapists, the oral hygienists from all over South Africa. It's amazing. Congratulations. I wanted to thank the South African Dental Association for putting together such a special evening, and really it's an honor to be part of this and be with you all tonight. My name is Dr. Smile. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, this is how we're going to start. I want to tell you a little bit of a story. I had a patient come to me the other day for a smile makeover. And so it was a consultation appointment, and obviously I did a thorough examination. I took photographs, I did intraoral scans. And in my intraoral examination, I noticed a bit of a growth in the fourth quadrant, just buckled to the 4647. And it was a bit of a concern, so I went straight away and I took a panoramic, and I noticed this multilocular radiolucency. We all know what that means. So I was quite concerned, and I sat down with the patient and I said, look, this could be an ameloblastoma, and this is what an ameloblastoma is. I'm not 100% sure that it is, but I'm going to send it to the specialist, and I'm going to let you know as soon as we have an idea. So I sent that through, and I spoke to the oral med and perio specialist as well as to a MaxVac, and they did all of their tests, and it came back that it was an ameloblastoma. Something else, though, that they found out with the blood test was that the patient also had Alzheimer's, which was really peculiar. But nonetheless, so the patient came back after a few days, and I had to sit them down and say, you know, There's some bad news, but there is treatment for it. I wanted to let you know that you do, unfortunately, have an ameloblastoma, but we found out something else, and I don't know if you know about it, but you also have Alzheimer's. So the patient looked down for a minute and was quite concerned and looked up to me and said, Dr. Smile, well, thank God I don't have an ameloblastoma. Ha, ha, ha. I know you guys are laughing. I know you guys are laughing. I know. Okay, on a serious note. I want to start off tonight with a very special quotation, a quotation that has meant a lot to me throughout my life, throughout my student career, now professional career, and I'm sure for the next many, many years throughout my life, I will always remember this quote. And it says, know that you are where you are, not by chance, but by the design of your creator, for your development and for the development of those around you. Not by chance, but by the design of your creator. We are all designers, right? And tonight's topic is how to be your best. How to take stumbling blocks and turn them into stepping stones. Society conventionally teaches us that if you're not the best, you haven't made it. That's nonsense, right? It's not about being the best. It's about being your best. And that's what makes you the best. Each one of us is really unique. We have this unlimited capacity, this amazing potential, and we have 100 strengths. God, in his fairness, has also given us 100 weaknesses. I, myself, have 200 weaknesses. The exciting thing is that we go through this life, and we identify those weaknesses, those stumbling blocks, and we turn them into stepping stones, and we work at it, and we work, and we get closer and closer and closer to our goals, our dreams, our purpose. So my question to you guys is, what is your goal? What are your dreams? What is your purpose? That's a big question, right? Some of you may be sitting there with your family, with your friends, by yourself, thinking and being like, I've made it. I'm a graduate. That was my dream. I'm done. I'm great. Thank you so much. Some of you may be like, I've just only started my journey. Like, it's the first, like, only now it begins. What am I going to do? And the rest of you may be like, I don't even know if I'm still supposed to be here. I'm hella confused, actually. I don't know what to do in this life thing. And that's okay. Give yourself some time. The great thing is you have a great starting point. A starting point that will enable you to help others, all the while further developing your talents and affording you an opportunity to make an income in the process, which itself is an enabling process. Right now, you don't have to have it all figured out. All you have to do is go there and try. There's a quotation that says, if only you exert the effort. If only you exert the effort, you take that first step, you will be assisted throughout the rest of your journey. We're only here for a very short time, in this life. And for me, it's really the lives that we change and the lives that we touch that I think counts the most. You guys know that I love words. You know I'm a rapper. You know I'm a musician. Actually, can you pass me that, please? Sorry, now that I'm talking about being a rapper, I have to do this properly. Just hang on 1 second. Okay, now I'm officially a rapper. Make sure you guys download my latest single, Jaded, featuring Nasty C. It's out everywhere. Okay, guys, this is what I've done. I made an acronym. The acronym is toothbrush. And each letter has a character or a principle I want you guys to really try to remember and take with you throughout your professional and private life. It has been really helpful to me, and I hope it does the same for you. So, T is for truthfulness. You guys need to make sure that you are truthful in your work, in your personal life. It is the foundation of so many of the virtues that you will acquire throughout the life. Truthfulness is so necessary. Please make sure you remember that. Second one, O, is to be on time. Punctuality is vital in our profession. So please always do your best to be on time. And if you're going to be late, please ensure that you inform your patient or let your receptionist know to inform them. It's just common decency. The second O, third letter, is to be orderly. You cannot join a group practice or start a private practice or go into government or anything if you do not have order. And that order is going to be so helpful to your colleagues, to the working of your practice. So really, really try to be orderly. The next T is for tact. Some of you may know what tact means, but it means to do things with foresight and with wisdom. Whether you're presenting a treatment plan, explaining to a patient that there's a problem, navigating some type of difficulty in your practice, make sure you do things with tact. And the H is for a humble posture of learning. Anything you do, whether you have done millions of makeovers, extractions, you're king of root canals, whatever be the case, always maintain a humble posture of learning, because it's that humility that's going to allow you to grow really beyond even your expectation. The B is for do your best. Remember, your best, not the best, but your best. The R is for responsibility. We have a responsibility now that we have this degree and this license to look after patients. We have a huge responsibility to the whole world, to our whole country, to every single human being, to look after them, especially the ones who cannot necessarily look after themselves, especially materially. Some of you may know I started something called Project Smile a few years ago, where I do free dentistry and makeovers for victims of domestic violence or victims from car accidents or any type of severe trauma, coupled with, of course, a lot of oral health education. And I hope, it's my hope, that each one of you can start your own Project Smile and do the same for those around you in your community. The U, I couldn't find a word for the letter U, but U means be you. Cool? You be you. If I can tell you how many times people said to me, yo, as a student, you don't dress like this as a dentist, or you're too loud as a dentist, or you're, I don't know, you talk to patients too much, or you're, I don't know, whatever. I've heard everything. And in the end, look where I am talking to you guys. So I think be yourself within bounds, within boundaries of what is appropriate, and the rest, do you, that's most important. S, a spirit of service. It's this spirit of service that really animates our profession. Don't do it for the money, you're gonna be wasting your time. Don't do it for the fame, you're gonna be wasting your time. You do it for the purpose of helping others. There's a quotation that says, dedicate the precious days of your lives to the betterment of the world. The precious days of your lives to the betterment of the world. So try to remember that. And the H in toothbrush is for honesty. We see time and time again, unfortunately, a lot of bad dentistry done by dishonest dentists, dental therapists, oral hygienists, and you don't want to be one of those people. You want to be on the good side. So let's make sure you can do that. Okay, I'm taking out my grill now because the wrapping is done. Okay, I'm gonna put this here nice and safe. Yes, thank you very much. Guys, just over 10 years ago, I was sitting in exactly the same position as you guys. I had just graduated, I was trying to figure out life, I was about to go to ComServe, and for those of you going on ComServe, it's an amazingly exciting journey. For those of you who are going to practice, it's also equally as exciting. So I really didn't know much at that time. I didn't know what I was gonna do. The one thing I did know, however, is what makes me happy is seeing others happy. So I want to tell you a little story. I had this patient come in. This lady had come in for a smile makeover. And we had obviously done everything. We had done the examination. We had done the trial smile to make sure she was happy with the design. And now it was the day of the makeover. So just before I started, she stopped me. She's like, Doc, I really, really need to ask you something. I was like, yeah, of course. And she says, listen, will I be able to play trumpet after you're done with the makeover? I was like, yeah, you might be tender on the first day, but of course you can play trumpet. So she looked at me, she's like, oh, thank God, because I could never play trumpet before. Crack myself up. Guys, I know you are laughing. I know you are laughing. The one thing I want you to remember in closing is love. If you infuse love into absolutely everything that you do, things will go smoothly. There's a quotation that says, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. And there's always time. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time. So thank you so much for your time tonight. Congratulations again to you, to your family, to your friends. Thank you so much to SADA for the opportunity again, for being so, like, part of such a special evening. Please, guys, do not hesitate to contact me on socials. Should you want to discuss cases, should you need any advice, should you have any questions, I'll do my best to be there and answer. Thank you. Have an amazing evening. Much love.
Thank you very much, Dr. Smile. And it's so interesting that you spoke at the end, you spoke about love. And we're coming to a point where things can get quite emotional. You know, in life, you have to say goodbye to your parents. Now we come to the part of our program where your parents that you have gotten to know for 5 years at university, that have anchored you through these 5 years, are about to give you their last words. Now we're going to start with Prof. Shangase, who is the chair of the School of Dentistry at the University of Pretoria. Over to you, Prof.
Good evening to all the colleagues at SADA, our hosts this evening, fellow leaders in schools and faculties of dentistry, and all in attendance here tonight. A special greeting to our guests of honor this evening, the graduates. It is truly an honor to address you on this special occasion. My name is Professor Londi Shangase. I am the chair of school in the School of Dentistry at the University of Pretoria. Congratulations, graduates, on this fine achievement. You have beaten all the odds to get to where you are this evening. Tonight, we are witnessing the culmination of all your hard work as you join the team of oral healthcare professionals in the country and globally. It might not have been easy, but it sure was worth it. Go out there and be the life changers. May the drive and commitment that brought you to this point sustain you in your professional career as the lifelong learning begins. As ambassadors of your institutions, we urge you to represent us with pride and honor, practicing all that you have learned, underpinned by high ethical standards. Remember to continuously upgrade your knowledge and skills in keeping with the ever-evolving clinical practice and technology. The University of Pretoria will be waiting to welcome you for your postgraduate status. In these challenging times, take care of your mental well-being, embrace life, live your dreams, and be safe. Until we meet again, keep going, keep rising, keep believing. Well done, class of 2021. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for those words of encouragement. At this point, I'm going to hand over to the class representatives from the University of Pretoria, Ms. Anke Grobner and Ms. Shanae Horn. Over to you, Anke.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone that made an effort to organize this event for us to celebrate and welcome us into the SADA community. It's an honor to represent my class, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that the last few years have been, to say the least, interesting. We've been through so much together. We've endured years and times that make us different from all the other graduates before us. Some may say we missed out on a lot, but we also experienced things differently and had to improvise and adapt. I believe that that not only made us better dentists, but also better people. So on behalf of Tux BCHD, class of 2021, we made it, and we can look back and be proud of ourselves. We look forward to being a part of the SADA community and are excited to make our contribution towards a better, healthier, smiling South Africa. Thank you.
Shanae.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to make use of this opportunity to thank SADA for this memorable event. I'm proudly representing the oral hygiene class of the University of Pretoria of 2021. Mahatma Gandhi once said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. In few other faculties or schools will you learn to open your heart and serve those who cannot offer you anything. The past 3 years have not only been a fulfilling and a rewarding experience as an oral hygiene student, but have built our characters in more ways than once. We have learned that our profession reaches much further than only treating mouths. It is a challenging program that instills a mindset of civic responsibility. We have gained the ability to leave all our patients better than what we found them. We are eager to see what our future holds, all thanks to the School of Dentistry at the University of Pretoria and our new partners in the SADA community, who gave us the opportunity to become competent, passionate, holistic healthcare professionals, and ultimately lifelong learners. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies. I actually could sense the emotion that came with your speeches. And thank you very much for your words that you have given us. And you must just remember that this is only the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. And SADA so happens to be part of that chapter. We provide support, we provide love, we provide care. Even if you just need to talk, we can always connect you with a practitioner that can do that. And your university remains your alma mater. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.
The graduations of the 2021 class is a very significant moment given the experiences that we've had in 2021. I want to wish the Bachelor of Oral Hygiene, Bachelor of Dental Therapy, and the Bachelor of Dental Surgery graduates a hearty congratulations on the achievements amidst the difficulty that we've experienced. Your hard work has paid off. Indeed, the very nights that you've been sitting up, working very hard, is much appreciated. And therefore, we want you to know that as our new graduates for 2021, you'll be going out there into the wide world, maybe in private practice, maybe in public practice. Of course, the dentistry students will be completing their community service, but those of us in the oral hygiene and dental therapy programs, we hope that you will find it very fulfilling as you implement the knowledge you've acquired. In South Africa, oral health is very important. In our training here at the institution, we try to position you for the national health insurance and the important role that you'll be playing in that regard. You must remember that oral health is very critical. And as you can see at the moment with the COVID pandemic, that the oropharynx and the nasopharynx, which is essentially the areas where you do most of your work as oral health experts, and in your work, you'll find that you'll have to take all the precautions that we taught you, the PPE, the masks, the social distance, wearing of gloves, so that you can, render effective service to the communities out there. We know that your parents must be very excited, appreciative of the hard work you've had. You also applied yourself very thoroughly. And we know that even though at times you really ask yourself, is this really going to come to an end? Well, we are still here. And now that you've joined the professional teams in oral health in South Africa, and the global competence which we have afforded you the skills in, and the local relevance of application and implementation, we hope that you will be successful. Those of you who have plans to study further, we look forward to see you back at the institution when you are ready. And we further know that you are very hardworking. May it go well with you and do well. And whatever you do it at the best always. And therefore, I thank you.
That was Professor Stephen Hendricks, the Dean of the School of Oral Health Sciences at SMU, which just so happens to be my alma mater. I'm an alumni of this institution. At this point, I'm going to introduce the class representatives, represented by Ms. Jade Ngwejana, Mr. Ndamulele Ravele, and Ms. Jamina Matlakala. Over to you, Jade, who so happened to be one of my students.
How are you doing? I hope everything is going well. I go by the name of Jade Ngwejana, as you have presented me before. And this year has been a roller coaster. But to be honest with you, I'm happy with the progress that we've made as a class. And I'm happy to say that the students of SMU are proudly going to fly the flag up. And of course, we know where we're coming from, where we're going, and all that. And we're really just very happy to be able to venture out and get out into the world and make sure that everything goes well. Regardless of the fact that we're actually in a COVID year, it has been very difficult, but I promise you that we've outdone ourselves. And as we are venturing into the exam period, we're hoping that everything also goes well. With the support of the school, the support of the dean, you guys as well, we're really trying so hard to ensure that by the time we leave here, you are still as proud as to say one of my students. Thank you so much for this opportunity, of course. Back to you, Dr. Metsing.
Very much, Jade. I'm told that you are representing all the class reps, so that will end our session with SMU. But I'm glad that with all the students from all the institutions, I mean, we all appreciate the kind of conditions that you guys had to learn under, the kind of conditions that you had to, the difficulties that you faced with patients with, I mean, naturally, we all know that dentistry or the dental school has its own challenges. So with all the other challenges that are happening throughout the world that you guys were facing, really our hats go off to you.
We really thank you and we appreciate it, of course.
Thank you, Jade. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
As dental professionals, we dedicate our lives to protecting our patients' health and well-being. But who looks after us? Dental Protection does.
Their expert dental legal team are dedicated to protecting us and providing reassurance when we need it. Dental Protection was started by dentists for dentists. Their unparalleled expertise gives me confidence, and I know they will support me throughout my career. And because they are owned by members like me, I know they will always put me first.
No one is in a stronger position to protect me if I need advice or face any challenges in my career. And they help with more than just patient claims, including issues such as unwanted media attention, criminal proceedings, ethical dilemmas, and regulatory issues. If I'm worried or in trouble, I know I can call on them and speak to their team of experts in an emergency at any time.
But it's not just about if things go wrong. The team at Dental Protection helped me stop problems arising in the first place by helping me look ahead and understand risk for myself. I've got access to a huge range of online courses, seminars, and podcasts just a click away, plus workshops and other CPD accredited programs too.
Discretion means that Dental Protection are flexible and adaptable. They treat each incident on an individual basis, giving me access to protection for a wider range of situations. And Dental Protection gives healthcare professionals like me a voice, representing my interests to the government, policymakers, and professional bodies.
So whether you're an existing member or part of the next generation,
Dental Protection is here for you, for me, for us all.
Protecting your career and reputation, now and into the future.
Now I am sitting in the pilot seat because we have taken a flight now to Cape Town. We're just waiting for Professor Yangopal to join us, who is the Dean of Dentistry at the University of the Western Cape. Please just hang in there. You know, we have technical glitches in our flights, so we're just waiting to land. Ladies and gentlemen, Prof. Yangopal we have been informed that Prof. Yangopal will join us a bit later in the session. I do apologize for the delay. Now we're going to have some messages from your friends, your classmates, people that you've met in varsity and you're about to say your goodbyes to them after the 5 years that you've spent with them. They're represented by Ms. Nolwazi Chonko, Ms. Sabrina Bhika, Ms. Inga van Dijk, and Ms. Lucinda Larkin. Over to you, Nolwando.
Thank you so much. Good evening to our host, the deans from the various faculties, the keynote speaker, the final year students, and the SADA representatives. I must say, I recall in first year when we saw final years dolling themselves up, styling their hairs, oiling their beards, and shining their shoes for an event called the SADA dinner. I didn't really know what it was all about, but I started looking forward to it from that day on. I think it is because it's an event that starts ushering you from being a final year student into being an oral healthcare professional. And so I'm humbled to be able to represent the UWC BDS class of 2021 on this platform. When it comes to the BDS class of 2021 from UWC, here are some facts. The class consists of 85 students from various backgrounds who all have one goal. They would like to better the lives of people within the oral healthcare profession in South Africa. Some lesser known facts are they love to laugh together, to party together, and to grow together. The pandemic has affected us all, and I could dwell on what it took from us, but I'd rather focus on what we gained. We gained to be adaptable. We learned to empathize and sympathize even more. There was a time last year during the lockdown where people were going through different things within our class, but they would pop us messages to ask, how can I help my fellow classmate? And that is something I'd like us as a class of 2021 to continue to take forward. Chadwick Bosman, the late Chadwick Bosman, said that whatever career path you choose, remember the struggles that were along the way. They were just meant to shape you for your purpose. Every struggle that we endured as the class of 2021 was just that, just to allow us to do better as healthcare professionals in the future. I'd like to extend a big thank you to the University of Western Cape Dental faculty for allowing us to grow and to be the young dentists and oral hygienists that we will be one day. And thank you to SADA for the warm welcome. Thank you. And over to Sabrina Bhika now.
Good evening.
Sabrina.
Good evening to the President of SADA and members of SADA, deans and representatives of the various faculties, BDS, BOH, and BDent final years. Congratulations to all final years and to the UWC BDS class of 2021. Just a little message for you. What a journey these past 5 years have been. To think a few years ago, we excitedly started our first year, diving into modules which most of us felt like matric on steroids, with the one shining star of hope, which was clinical dentistry. Before we knew it, we were learning and exploring the field of endo and various aspects of RPDs. But unfortunately, that was the end of our largely predictable journey of dentistry as the COVID-19 pandemic settled in and hit us like a bus. Online learning was definitely interesting. It was fun, lonely, frustrating, and certainly challenging. As we all know, losing out on much needed clinical time in fourth year left a remarkable gap in our journey towards being young dentists. But putting all that aside, we learned resilience, determination, and perseverance. Look at where we are, a few weeks away from wrapping up this 5-year journey. Despite the lost time, despite the various setbacks which came with that, we were determined to graduate at the end of the year, at the end of this year. UWC BDS 5 class of 2021. I am so proud of every one of you for pushing through, for shedding the tears, letting out the screams when needed, picking yourself up and moving on. All the best on your extremely bright futures. I look forward to hearing and reading about new discoveries and developments in the field of dentistry as a result of your hard work. Thank you. It was an honor representing you. Over to the BOH class rep, Inga van Dijk.
Hi everyone. Good evening to my fellow SADA members. I'm sure we are all very honored to become part of this dental fraternity. A big congratulations is in order, not only for the UWC students, but also for every dental student here tonight. We have worked extremely hard and we really did the most. I mean, we made it through a pandemic, for goodness sake. I'm so proud to be associated with the class of 2021, and I hope we can go out into the world and make the best of all the opportunities that exist for us. Let's make it a better place in a way only we know how. As a fellow classmate once said, yes to the straight A students, to those who showed up to tests without studying, to the beauty queens, and to the rock stars that we knew we could become. Yes to us, the class of 2021. Now I give over to Lucinda.
Good evening to all graduates of 2021 and the South African Dental Association. I would like to start with congratulating my fellow classmates of 2021. You've made it. This degree has tested our limits. We have sweat, suffered, celebrated, laughed, fought, and grew together. Life brings us many joyful moments as it does downfalls, and although there are days we wish there was a manual to follow, it simply wouldn't be the same without the spontaneity. The journey of life may not become easier as we grow older, but we do seem to understand it better as our perspectives evolve. Whether you are embarking on a new adventure right out of school, or you want to explore different paths in your personal life, it is never too late to change what the future looks like. Hopefully you will celebrate with your fellow graduates many times in the near future and continue to grow closer by sharing your future experiences. I wish you the very best as you start living the dream you have had for several years. My hope is that each and every one of you will become very successful in the field and that you will grow personally and professionally. Life is so precious, and now you have the tools, the education to even surpass your dreams and live an amazing life. You are now in the position to make a change in many people's lives, so make the best of it. I will forever treasure the relationships we have built over the 3 years, and I want to conclude by thanking the South Africa Dental Association for arranging this welcoming ceremony, and the oral hygiene class of UWC 2021 are extremely honored. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. And indeed, if there's one thing that we can learn from this pandemic is that it has introduced a lot of realities, change in our lives, and it has taught us all to be very resilient. I've noticed one thing, that in all the institutions, the class representatives are Mbokotos, they are women. So, Womandla to you guys. So thank you very much, UWC.
Thank you.
Hi, ladies. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with our journey when we're doing our house visits. These are our goodbye sessions. We go to our last home, which is all the way in Durban, in the province of KZN. And I introduce to you now Dr. Tufail Muslim, who's the academic leader in the discipline of dentistry at the University of KZN. Over to you, Dr. Muslim.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, senior academics, members of the dental fraternity, members of the professional associations, management, staff of the South African Dental Association, on behalf of the University of KwaZulu-Natal, I greet you with warm wishes this evening. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be able to have the honor and pleasure of addressing you, the class of 2021, who is about to enter into the working world. The past 2 years has indeed brought about unimaginable challenges and extreme difficulties, not only in terms of every aspect of society, but also in terms of your academic and clinical education. These challenging times have placed upon us unheard of challenges and stresses, and brought about a paradigm change in every healthcare profession, including that of dentistry. The devastating impact of the COVID pandemic has wreaked havoc on our economy, on our society, on our social interactions, and even our very lifestyles. For the first time since I can recall, we actually started being scared of our patients. Scared that they could infect us or that we could infect them. We had a number of early, drastic interventions put into place, including a limitation of dental treatment limited to emergency care for the relief of pain and sepsis. As academics and dental professional associations, including various stakeholders such as the South African Dental Association, quickly came together to develop infection prevention and control protocols that sought to appropriately equip both healthcare practitioners, their staff, and their patients in a bid to decrease and prevent transmission of the coronavirus. As a university, we implemented many of these measures, and we thank SADA, academia, and all other role players and stakeholders who developed these IPC protocols. As our knowledge of the virus grew, and with the introduction of a vaccine, our approach to the pandemic is changing. But I must caution that we still need to continue being vigilant in order to ensure the personal well-being of our patients, our staff, our colleagues, our families and loved ones, and ourselves. We are fully aware of how from normal we went to, within a few weeks, the new normal. The sudden change certainly affected teaching and learning, with the introduction of online teaching and learning and limited patient numbers, resulting in a decrease in the number of patients that presented for dental treatment. Despite all these shortcomings, we persevered in an attempt to ensure that you, as a future dental professional, are fully equipped to deliver quality healthcare to the patients of South Africa. As resilient South Africans, I am certain that you will continue to deliver quality oral healthcare to the people of South Africa. Remember that you do not work alone, but rather in the field of dentistry. You are part of a cadre of oral healthcare workers, including dentists, specialists, oral hygienists, dental therapists, dental assistants, and dental technicians, as well as administrative and support staff. As such, I urge you to continue building and fostering relations with associations such as SADA, SATA, OHASA, the DPA, DASA, and any other organization that works towards the improvement of oral healthcare in South Africa. I also urge you, as you are about to complete your undergraduate journey, to continue with the concept of lifelong learning, continuous professional development, and to return to UKZN to undertake postgraduate studies, ranging from a postgraduate diploma to master's degree level studies to doctoral level studies. Continue upholding the good name of University of KwaZulu-Natal. Practice ethically and within your scope. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muslim, and I encourage each and every one of you to remember that face, because you're going to see Dr. Muslim a lot more as you enter the profession. Now, at this point, I'm going to hand over to Ms. Amira Suleiman, who's going to say goodbye to her friends at UKZN. Over to you, Amira.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. A very good evening to the SADA team and my fellow colleagues. My name is Amira Suleiman, and I am the class captain for the final year dental therapy graduates of UKZN. I'm honored to have been asked to speak on behalf of my class. So throughout our dental journey, we have learned many lessons, one of them being life is full of unexpected challenges. It's up to us to overcome these challenges with hard work and dedication. We cannot use our challenges as excuses and say it's impossible. To quote Anthony Robbins, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Although it hasn't been easy, it is important to remember, with every difficulty faced, it makes us stronger, and it has made us into the people we are today. I remember when we were in third year, our very first lecture, with our lecturer, Dr. Muslim, he had asked us why we chose to study dental therapy. Most of us have said to help others and to give back to our community. As first years, this was merely a few words spoken. But now as graduates, those words can become our actions. And to always help others and give back to our community by working together, we can definitely achieve this. I am sure we are all excited to start our new journey as dental therapists and are eager to make a difference, one smile at a time. With that being said, a huge thank you to SADA and for all the support, and I hope that as dental therapists can form closer ties with SADA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amira. And indeed, there's no challenge that is too big enough for you not to overcome it. Thank you very much, and all the best to the UKZN dental therapy class. At this point, we're going to play off with the Ndlovu Youth Choir as they give us the Jab Jab song. Hi, Amira.
Senzeleba.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If I can just give you a brief background about SADA. SADA has 9 branches throughout the country, and every province has a represented or is represented by a SADA branch. Now, as you solidify your marriage with dentistry, I'm about to introduce you to your in-laws, who are the branch presidents that you will meet as you go into the branch meetings. First up is Professor Makhubele, who is representing the Gauteng South branch. Over to you, Prof.
People are eating more and more acidic food, which can cause enamel loss and may lead to tooth sensitivity and yellowing. Strengthening enamel is very important to preserve enamel for the future. Pro-enamel will drive in more minerals into the enamel structure so that the enamel is stronger and more resilient to acid. We're very proud to have designed such a product. New Pro-enamel has been specially designed for enamel protection.
Good evening and hello to all the graduates, the class of 21. Congratulations. I know some of you have not entered exams yet, but the end is near. And being one of the last speakers, there's nothing much that I can add to what the previous speakers have said. I'm just going to echo what everybody has said. And having Dr. Smile as the keynote speaker, what more would you want as a representative of you guys entering the profession? Heed his words. Those are true words that have been said by him, and nothing is going to change. Be truthful to yourself and be an honest, integrous practitioner. Your professional life is only just starting, and it's a journey. It's not a sprint. So have those principles in mind and practice the profession with integrity, with high ethics, and it's not about the money. It's about doing service and contributing to the development and upliftment of the profession. And as Dr. Metsing said, SADA is a family, and this is the best family that you can have. Started as a habit as you leave dental school, join the association in all the branches around the country that you'll be stationed at. Once it becomes a habit, and you're starting it early, you will not feel those premiums going off every year. So please start it early. You will need the family relationships that SADA gives you. You can only grow with the support of the association and your colleagues in the profession. I want to leave you with the lessons that you need to have as you leave dental school and enter professional life. What I did this afternoon is take a snap poll amongst my colleagues, and the 2 key things that came up from colleagues was be a lifelong learner. All your curricula instills that. The training and the learning does not stop once you leave dental school. It actually begins because you have to keep relevant and skilled all throughout your professional life. So that was the one key lesson that came out. The other key lesson, which is fundamental to all of us, is join SADA. You cannot do it alone. Join the association. Leverage from the support and the networks that the association gives you so that you can practice without the worry of being supported. And lastly, these last 2 years have really forced us to pivot. But it was not really that difficult for us in dentistry, being at the cold face of the pandemic and knowing how we need to protect ourselves. So oral health and oral health practitioners should be the leaders and the disruptors of how to navigate the pandemic space. And we're all looking on you as new professionals entering the field to continue to disrupt and innovate and ensuring that you put oral health first. As all the other previous speakers before me, especially Dr. Smile with his quotes, I want to leave you with a quote that you be the change that you want in your life and in the profession. Thank you.
Good evening, class of 2021. On behalf of the Western Cape branch of SADA, I would like to congratulate you on your achievement to qualify in whichever discipline you have studied. It is a privilege to be involved in the oral care and good health of communities, and the responsibilities that go with that is something which should not be downgraded nor neglected by any of you. The University of the Western Cape has the following motto as a marketing tool to students: from hope to action through knowledge. May you all experience that for years to come. Today is a day of happiness and celebrations to all of you, but also the threshold of a dazzling and fulfilling career. I would therefore like to leave you with a short and easy to remember message to treasure throughout your professional career, regardless of where you are going to practice and serve in the communities, here or abroad. My challenge to all of you is to die for your profession. With DIE, an acronym for dignity, integrity, and ethical behavior. Dignity. To treat each and every patient and staff with respectful behavior, regardless of their socioeconomic situations, regardless of the ability to express them in a manner to explain their expectations or the needs for treatment. Integrity. May your integrity be your clinical compass for honesty and soundness, and be respected by all your peers and patients. May they all know that your skills are based on sound scientific evidence to be in their best interest each and every time that you are going to treat a patient. Ethical behavior. May you always uphold best ethical practice by conforming to a recognized standard of moral principles and codes, not taking shortcuts, to never practice outside your scope of practice, and to never abuse the systems and environment in which you are entrusted to serve patients, and not to please red tape. The Hippocratic Oath is an oath historically taken by physicians and other healthcare professionals swearing to practice medicine with integrity. It is widely believed to have been written by Hippocrates in the late 5th century BC and is regarded as the father of Western medicine. It has a final clause which reads as follows: if I fulfill this path and do not violate it, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and art, being honored with fame among all men for all time to come. If I transgress it and swear falsely, may the opposite of all this be my lot. So to conclude, may you all live to die for your profession forever through dignity, integrity, and ethical behavior. I wish you all Godspeed for your endeavors to practice and enjoy your profession. I thank you.
Good evening, 2021 graduates. Congratulations on joining the adventurous field of dentistry. It is unfortunate that I'm unable to meet you in person, but thankfully, through the advent of human capability and adaptability, I can chat to you from my home to yours. What a fantastic field of the profession of dentistry that you all have now entered in. Yes, you are at the footsteps in the profession of oral health care. And in this field, like no other, you can improve the lives of individuals through their smiles. Now, I know that we've been through a rather trying year, and I know you've been through a rather trying academic year, but have you not seen that through those trials and tribulations that you've become the stronger individual? The profession of dentistry is a rather adventurous profession. And in any adventure, there has to be degrees of trials and tribulations. But be rest assured that during this period of the adventure, you will always have a helping hand, that through the guidance of SADA and the protection of dental protection that I'm sure later on in tonight's event, Dr. McKelvey will enlighten you on. But remember one thing, that dentistry does not define you, but your character is what defines the dental practitioner that you will become. On behalf of the SADA KZN branch, I wish you all well in your future endeavors in dentistry. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rufa Mielin, representing the SADA branch in the Western Cape, and Dr. Sudhir Rathiram, representing the SADA branch in KZN. Now, at this point, we're about to introduce you to the kings of ethics, if I can call them that, but I think Dr. Yash Naidoo will actually give you an overview of what dental protection is about. Over to you, Dr. Yash.
Good evening, everyone, and especially to all of you who I think it's probably safe for me to say by now are my newest colleagues in oral health care. I feel privileged to be able to give you a short message in what I'm sure is really exciting times in your lives. My name is Yash Naidoo, and I work with dental protection and medical protection. And I was in your shoes about a decade ago. The only difference is at this time of the year for me, 10 years ago, I wasn't 100% sure whether I was a dentist yet, still waiting for final results. But I'm sure if you're with us here tonight, you know you've got this in the bag. So a huge congratulations from me and my colleagues at Dental Protection. This evening, I wanted to share a personal story with you, and hopefully you'll find it useful in your careers. So 10 years ago, I qualified, I went into ComServe, I saw my salary advice, and I was so excited to be earning my first salary, a nice one. But I was scared out of my socks thinking about how I'd be living alone in a rural town where I knew nobody. You know, would I be able to take care of myself, pay rent, sort out my food and dishes and all that stuff all by myself? You know, would I fit in with my colleagues at my hospital? And these thoughts going through my mind, like, you know, will I even be competent to do dentistry without the supervision of, you know, our lecturers and things like that? So it was a scary time, and it's also an exciting time in our lives, and I'm sure you'll be able to relate to that. And the last thing on my mind with all these other life-changing and important things happening was my dental defense organization or my professional indemnity provider. And I think also the reason for this is because we have, when we go into government, we have this false sense of security because we think, you know, the Department of Health will sort us out, or, you know, patients in government facilities don't sue or they don't complain, right? You know, and sadly that's wrong. But anyway, I didn't bother to get dental protection or any form of protection at the time because I had more important things going on. But I can honestly say that it's something I regret even to this day, all these years later, even though I'm not practicing. So what happened was I went into ComServe and I realized 6 months into it, I wasn't cut out for this noble profession. And so I enrolled to study law part-time while working as a dentist at this hospital. So I worked as a dentist, did law on the side, and a couple of years into my law degree, the law actually taught me how important this protection is. So I then signed up with dental protection. But what that meant was that I'd been practicing dentistry for a few years without any cover. And that's the part I regret. So after I qualified as a lawyer, I went and worked at a big law firm, and I actually represented doctors and dentists and other health practitioners to defend complaints and claims against them. And then later, I joined medical and dental protection because this is kind of became my thing. And doing this kind of work is what really opened my eyes up and made me realize and lead to this regret that I have to this day, you know, for those few years that I wasn't protected. Because you see, the thing is, sitting here today, I am still at risk of someone claiming against me for all those years ago. A patient who I saw in ComServe or in my first few years after ComServe, they can still go and complain against me at the HPCSA for something that I did all those years ago. You know, if a patient who I treated 10 years ago has died, and if there's an inquest into the death of the patient, I can be called now, you know, next year to give evidence in court all these years later. Or, you know, I might have annoyed a patient 10 years ago or not treated them according to expectations, they can go and complain. And having done this work for years now, I know that if this happens, I'll have nobody to turn to, and I'll have to deal with it myself. And having been exposed to this kind of work, I know it's not something I really want to do myself, and almost certainly not financially be able to afford to do it myself. And so my message is really not to try and put fear into you or try and persuade you to join dental protection. You know, honestly, that's not the point of what I'm saying. What I want to say to you is that it doesn't matter who you go with, which company or which organization. Just remember to get some professional protection. Your career is the most important thing in your life, and it's hopefully going to be with you for decades and decades and bring you joy. You know, you wouldn't drive your car without cover. So just please take care of one of the most important things in your life. Make sure you're protected. And I wish you all a long and successful career. And please, please enjoy this moment in your life. Thank your parents and your family and your friends who supported you and who will continue to support you. And just soak up the good feeling, because before you know it, you'll be an old timer in this profession. So congrats and have a great evening. Take care.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naidoo. And I think if there's one thing that the students can learn from this evening's speakers is that there's so much variety that you can expand into, that you can explore within the field of dentistry. So you're not confined to dentistry. I mean, Dr. Naidoo has just said that he went and studied law and he's a dentist by profession. So there's another possibility. At this stage, I'm going to introduce our last speaker for the evening, our very last speaker, who is the chairman of our board at SADA, and he's no stranger to a lot of you, especially the University of Pretoria students. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Nadeem Osman. Over to you, Dr. Osman.
Thank you, Dr. Metsing. Good evening to all esteemed guests, to the deans of the School of Oral Health Sciences of the various oral health training institutes. A very special welcome to each one of you, the VIPs for tonight, the class of 2021. It is with great pride and tremendous pleasure I welcome you on behalf of SADA to the oral health profession. As a wise man once proclaimed, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And that is one message I would like to convey to you. You are now standing at the precipice of your future. The culmination of up to 5 years of blood in more ways than one, sweat and tears, is fast approaching. And it is time for you to seize the golden opportunity that lies ahead and give it your all. It has been a long road filled with angst and anxiety, lack of sleep, and dealing with daily challenges. But as you sit there, you have already achieved more than you thought possible when you set out on this journey. You have overcome these stepping stones, and I firmly believe in that it has not become easier. It is more the personal development of yourselves that has allowed you to adapt and become more robust. Outlive, outlast, outplay. Hold on, that's a reality show. Although you must agree, it's a similar scenario, albeit in a less tropical setting. It is up to you to continue with this momentum and embark on the adventure of a lifetime. As the common saying goes, if you enjoy what you do, you will never work a day in your life. The South African Dental Association is the association of the dental profession in South Africa. It was formed by the amalgamation of the various dental bodies that existed throughout the country's past and has been in evolution for close on to 120 years. Its vision is to be the trusted leader and voice of oral healthcare in South Africa. The mission statement reads, to promote the interests and serve the needs of our members and above all, encourage optimal oral healthcare for all South Africans. All these details are available on the website. Interesting to note that all oral health students in South Africa are SADA members, something that we continue to work on and develop. Along the path to here and now, I was fortunate to be a part of the inaugural Young Dentist Council, the YDC, a division of SADA specifically catering to the needs of those dentists under the age of 35. I am confident my colleague, Dr. Vishal Bhika, has offered some insight into the workings of the YDC. I began by attending branch meetings in Pretoria, firstly out of curiosity, and then slowly developed a sense of belonging. The colleagues in the meetings became mentors to me and continue to inspire me. They are a great sounding board and are always willing to advise and assist. I strongly believe that this is to be one of the greatest value propositions of being a SADA member. Across the spectrum of membership, there are many like-minded individuals who are dedicated and have a passion for this profession, that it is almost contagious. The YDC has developed a mentorship program to assist you as you transition into the profession post-graduation, a support network through community service, and also a wonderful guide to assist you as you venture into academics, public or private sector oral health. The second aspect that appealed to me was the tremendous wealth of experience and knowledge waiting to be tapped into, a resource that can never be studied from a textbook. The meetings were not just about CPD, but rather it was a meeting for common interest, imparting of ideas and networking with friends. As you are now, people of different cultures, backgrounds, and circumstances, you share a common purpose. It is your profession that unites you. SADA is the vehicle through which you can make this purpose meaningful. Do not underestimate the value in the elders amongst you. Since time immemorial, advice was always sought from the elders in the community. Experience is but the best teacher. So always be open to engaging with your predecessors. They have most probably seen or done it all. Using that input, you can then customize it to your unique circumstances, and this will surely make for unrivaled satisfaction. Bruce Lee described this aptly. Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. Reality being what it is, the third aspect of my membership with SADA relates to the advocacy and engagement with regulatory bodies, third-party funders, and other stakeholders. This has now more than ever become pertinent to the future of our profession. The current healthcare system is poised to undergo a massive overhaul with the introduction of a national health insurance. SADA supports the principle of NHI and fully believes that the pursuit of universal health coverage is a noble one. It is our sincere hope that the execution of South Africa's universal healthcare will be efficient, effective, and mutually beneficial to both providers and the public alike. We are actively engaging with role players to put forward our concerns and proposals that will be sustainable and equitable. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize this important aspect that many take for granted. SADA is a membership organization. It is your membership that gives gravitas to the association, and therefore it is imperative to actively engage and get involved, making sure SADA can attain the great heights it's meant to hold. SADA is yours, and take ownership of it. SADA is not an independent entity, but a collection of individual members dedicating their time, energy, and expertise for the communal benefit of all its members. No matter your circumstance or your location, I invite you to take up the baton and become part of your association and help shape the future of the oral health profession in South Africa. Together we can achieve more. I leave you with the following words of wisdom. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world changes towards him. We not need to wait to see what others do. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for the evening, GSK, Dental Protection, Creative Space Media for the use of the studio, and for the team of amazing superstars that are working behind the scene to bring this event to you. Also, I'd like to thank the esteemed deans of the various oral health faculties that are in attendance. And I would like to thank the SADA National President, Dr. Naidoo, the branch presidents of the various national branches, the president of the YDC, Dr. Vishal Bhika, and most importantly, I thank you and wish you all the best for the future, and firmly believe that this is the beginning of what will be a lifelong story of success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osman, for those wise words. I mean, as we conclude the evening, ladies and gentlemen, there were so many mantras and so many philosophical quotations that were made in this evening that I hope that you will indoctrinate in your minds. But most of all, I just want to emphasize to you that dentistry is a family, and SADA is where you can find that love. Thank you very much, everyone, and enjoy your evening. Good night.